Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind Evident Aries Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And you know, wherever there's fire, there's going to be a smoke trail. And you know, I just push record. Like, I just be thinking, man, because like, I felt like I was wasting time by just sitting here. And I felt like I could be doing something constructing my time. So, you know, that was just jumping in my Aries nature. You know, we just left Aries Moon. Well, we're still in Aries Moon. We just got into Aries Moon. Sorry about that. And I'm just sitting here thinking, man, I was just thinking about a bunch of shit. And by me even thinking like that, it starts to make me feel like I'm being controlled by time. Now, see, I may look at time a little different than other people. See, I'm freestyling right now, y'all. I might ramble. So this is going to be a ramble video, but check me out. I experience time different. See, what we have to understand is you don't live in time. You live with time. I repeat, you don't live in time and space. See, I already explained what space and matter was in my video about what consciousness, what creates space, which is consciousness. Time is something different. Time is a construct. You don't live in time, you live with time. Now, you say, Dolo, flight boss, what do that mean, Archangel Uriel? You live with time. Which means you stand side by side with time. See, you stand side by side with time. So time is lineage. Time is lineage. Cause time is now you're gonna have a lot of videos you can type in on the internet and stuff like that that's gonna tell you that time isn't lineage and all there is time, space, and matter. But I'm gonna tell you motherfuckers something. On my page, we only deal with the truth. See, I'm getting information now, y'all. I'm getting information. Oh shit. We only deal with truth on my motherfucking page. And I'm going to tell you motherfuckers that time came from somewhere. And I'm going to prove it. You have people always, look, don't tell me there ain't no motherfucking God. Don't come in my face and tell me there ain't something out here. Because I got many and millions of different ways to prove it to you. And it ain't going to be a way that you're used to hearing. And it ain't going to be a way that you ever heard before. And it ain't going to be a way you can rebuttal it. So check me out. Time don't give a fuck about you, so you shouldn't give a fuck about time. Because like I said, you live in time. I mean, you don't live in time, you live with time. So you should utilize time the same way time utilize you. The same way you utilize people that's around you or things and possessions around you. That's the same way you should do the time, because time is doing that to you. Why you letting time kick you in your ass? You know what I'm saying? See, the difference between you and time is time was created. You are the creator. So you have a conscious. Time don't have a conscious. So that's why you're able to do things like meditate, sleep, or whatever like that. Or get into a vibrational state of just being. Yoga and stuff like that. That's why you're able to do that. See, time dissolves when you do things like that, sleeping, yoga, and meditation. Time dissolves. See, because you go back to the actual realm of reality of what things are supposed to be. Now, you say, flight boss, where does time come from? Where does this all come from? Now, I'm going to tell you like this right now. I'm Archangel Uriel. I made myself as a vessel here. So, just making myself human and having this mind in certain type ways, my energy and my spirit can express the world I live in, but it's only in so many ways I can do it. So it's certain realms of reality I just can't get to just by being physical. You get what I'm saying? It's like, but I live there. My spirit is there, but since I made myself physical, I can only try to find ways to express what I see to y'all or what I know. So I can only get you there. Per se. Like, I can get you there. It's up to you to understand it. Like, I can get you to the door. It's up to you to have the key to unlock it. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of that. So, for an example, I'm going to give you an example of that. When I say 3, right? 3 is a essence. 369, all that. The number 9, these are the same realms of existence. It's the same number, but it's not a number. When we say it's a number, we put it into a construct. But 369 and all that, it's not a number. It doesn't exist. It's here and it's not. You could derive 0 and 8 out of 369. And all the numbers. All the numbers come to the conclusion of 360. You know what I'm saying? But check this out. We're going to dive a little deeper than that. And any left brain nerd can get on the internet and figure out all the mathematical treatments. But see, on my page, when we get a little right brain, I'm going to tell you where the fuck math came from. And it came from the same beings who orchestrated the time construct. And I'm going to let you know how we discovered math, but there was something that math constructed from. Math came out of somewhere, and we constructed math from where math got constructed out of. We're gonna get it. We're gonna dive a little deeper. I'm just trying to build y'all up. I'm trying to build y'all up. Now check me out. Check me out. Now we know, as the number system, how I explained it, 1 through 9. There's only 9 numbers, and the reason I can say 9 is because there's really only 3 numbers. But 3 isn't a number. 3 is a energetic essence, and this energetic essence comes from this being. Now, let's dive a little deeper. Now, we know this being has 3 states. So, like I said, I can't get you there. These 3 states separately on their own is a separate video. I'm gonna make a video on that, but for the sake of this video, when we're talking about time and stuff like that, we're gonna get into it. Now, as far as we know, it was 3 states, 3 constructs, right? So, whatever these 3 states of realities or 3 constructs was, it took each of them to create a being. To create a being. So we know there's a sequence. There's a sequence that started reality, and this sequence keep going on and on and on in order for us to see the reality we in right now. So there's and we know this sequence was in 3 states because this 3 states keep going. Now, with these 3 states take 3 states. So say it's one state, another state, and another state of reality. Those 3, just by being connected together, creates one. Creates a being. Creates which this is a being, but this being is made up of 3 states. So that's what we have to understand. So when people talk about the Big Bang and stuff like that, you're thinking about it wrong. It's not something sparked something to create. It's something like it's in order for something to be looked at as a creation, it had to have 3 particles of something. Now these 3, I ain't meant to say particle, sorry scientists, but these 3 states I speak of is a separate video of their own. We're gonna get there. But the 3 states itself is the reason why we can say there's a one type of thing. You get what I'm trying to say? Now this one type of thing that has three states, right, goes into 3 states in itself. The same way how there's 3 states that create this being goes through the same 3 states again. So it breaks itself down to a lower form. Then it does it again. So it breaks it down to another lower form. And we know 333 is 9. So we know if 9 is at the bottom, we know this is us. So we know this is that first 3 states that created is 1. We know once it gets to 9, we know that's us. That's it experiencing itself. And when it got to that 3rd state, that's how time derived from, for it to know that it's going to start again. Now, Now that we know that, I can't get you nowhere else on that. See, because that's talking about God. You know what I'm saying? That's talking about God right there. I can't get you there because y'all won't get it. Y'all won't understand. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of levels to this that I got to bring y'all up first before y'all understand the basic construct of how to actually understand God into a way that it don't scare you and into a way it's not, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to let you know, I don't even have all the answers in this form. That's why I made that disclaimer. So, but what I'm going to talk about in this video is how you want to say that there ain't no God or everything is time, space, or whatever like that. I'm going to tell you how, just like how I was saying, space is utilizing you, so you can utilize your time, and you can fight it. You could go against time and have it benefit you and don't let it work you out. That lets you know right there that time is opposed to you. So that lets you know right there that time is something you can see. So that lets you know right there that time came from the same place you came from. So you're not in time. You're side by side with time. Time is lineage. Now, you go by time every day, right? Now, we was just saying, these three phases, right? These three phases is what sparked. These three sequences is what goes on every day. Fuck time and all that. Time come out of that shit. Time is trying to experience life the same way we're trying to experience life. So time is going through this sequence the same way we are. Now remember how I explained time on the other video where I said 1 is 0 is just being. Let me bring it up on my phone. When I said 0 is just being. 1 is experiencing the singularity. 2 is experiencing the duality. 3 is experiencing third person, which is why humans think there's some outside of itself. 4 is becoming the judge. 5 is becoming authority. 6 is becoming the third person, which is why humans think they can become God or God-like base beings based on their understanding of God. Now 7 is utilizing your authority. 8 is utilizing your time. 9 is utilizing the experience of being third person. This is why humans think they can control things by having knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of a construct. Now, this is what the being initiated by the 3 first initial sequences. Now, everything that's derived out of that is time and everything. So you say like, all right, there's stuff out here that you can't see or whatever like that, but it exists. So that's the same thing with time. But see, time is weaker than you. Now, time is living the same 9 sequence, the same 3 sequence, which is going to equate to 9 when we get down to our frequency as human, and then dealing with time as being in space, time, and matter. Now, this is how you know time comes from something. And time is not something we're in. Time is something that we're a part of the same way it is. Now, just think about it. Look at time. Look at time itself, right? 1 o'clock. Look, it's only 9 numbers. And that's only when we talk about numbers. And it all comes from the 3 energy. And when I say these 3 sequences is 1 by itself. But it don't get past 3. You know what I'm saying? And 3 of them itself goes back to 1. And that, you know what I'm saying? And the number 9 is 0 and 1 together. And it's the spiral of the roll, which created 3 sequences, which created the triangle, which is 3 diagonal shapes, which is why everything derives, all diagonal numbers derive back to the number 9 and 360. And which is why we can prove that we stay in the 360 realm of reality. Now, time can't escape this either. And this is how you know there's beings out here manipulating time. Because look at time. For an example, I'll freestyle y'all. For an example, but I know it's about to be some truth. 1 o'clock, right? Now, we know we're living on seconds. So, we know that as a 1, you are the cause. So the cause is the 1. The effect was first. So when the cause came second, so if you're the cause, you're here, but second. You're here from what was here first. So you're living on seconds. So the cause, so number 1 is really the second, but And when we get to the lower reality of these 3 stages that I was talking about, the 3 sequences, it relates to 1. So we know now when you come out of 0 o'clock, to tell time is 1 o'clock now, right? And 0 disappears, but it's here. So the energy of 3, 6, 9, energy 3 doesn't exist. But I'm about to prove to you why it still pops up in all sequences. You can't escape it. But it's really, you can say it's a number, but it's not a number. We're just calling it a number by saying 3, 6, 9. But this doesn't exist, but it does exist. This is how you can prove something exists at the same time it doesn't exist in this same reality. So this is how we can prove there's other spheres of realities that you just may not understand. Now, 1 o'clock. Now, when you're dealing with numerology, you know you break down all numbers, right? So 1 o'clock, what that adds to? 1. So we know from 0 to 1 o'clock, 1. So we know already the effect was first, because for some reason time can't even get around that, because time come out of the same place you come from. Time isn't something you in, time is something you're a part of. We're experiencing the same thing. Now, 1:02 o'clock. When it's 1:02, when it's 1:01, what's that? 1 plus 1, 2. When it's 1:03, what's that? When it's 1:02, what's that? 3. When it's 1:03, what's that? 4. When it's 1:05 in numerology, when it's 1:05 o'clock, that's 6. When it's 1:06, that's 7. See the phone ringing. Let's always do that when we get to something serious. Notice that. When it's 1:08, it's 9 o'clock, right? Now here's the trick. Here's the trick. Here's to let you know that something is in existence, but it's not in existence at the same time, because we could point to it, but we can't quite understand. When it's 1:09, what number is that? That add to a numerology? 10, right? What does 10 breaks down to, right? Back to 1. So 9 is 0 and 1 at the same time. Then it starts all over again. 1:10. When you look at the clock and it's 1:10, what does it start with? 2. When it's 1:11, what is that? 3. This is why 1:11 is a powerful number. It's important for you to keep your mind in a state that you want it in of manifestation, and in a positive manner. When you see 1 o'clock, because it equates to 3. 3 is the being, and 111 represents the 3 states. This is why when you look at my album cover, It Animal I, look at the letters It Animal I, and you tell me what you get out of it. You see the I's in it is all the same letter, and you see the animal between the I's is all the same letters, and it's 9 letters. It Animal and I. Peep that out. On my album cover, It Animal I album cover. Now, the title itself, look at the letters and how they structured. You can't escape this shit. Now, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Now, let's go a little deeper. 12:59 on the clock, AM or PM, it don't matter. 12:59. What does that add to a numerology? Take the 12. That's 3. Take the 59, that's 14. Now, you take the 3, then you break down the 14, that's 5. So then you got the 3 plus 5, that's 8. Then what comes after 12:59? 1 o'clock. 12:59 stops at 8. What does 8 represent in numerology? Infinity. That's the clock that's telling you that it got to do it all over again. It can't escape the 9 frequency. It can't escape the 3 energy, the 3 sequence energy. So that lets you know whatever came first was a sequence, was 3 sequences. But it was a sequence itself that went from one sequence to another sequence. That was another sequence. And these 3 sequences together creates a one body of an existence that we can call having consciousness awareness. And this is where direction derived from and everything, shapes and everything come from, because it has no choice. See, these three constructs, I want to tell you that it may not be conscious. But the simple fact that these three sequences come together is what allows consciousness itself. You get what I'm saying? So it's like evolution and creationalists is right. And they're just arguing amongst each other, amongst the right and left brain again. You see what I'm saying? You can't escape it. Your arguments and debates are in void, are worthless. See what I'm saying? I don't care what number of the hour it is. You're never going to escape the three sequence. So that lets you know time came out of this sequence. This sequence didn't come out of time. See what I'm saying? We came from this sequence. We didn't create this sequence. You as a human brain didn't create the three sequences. So you can get confused all day about your creation about math, your creation about how we came about with time. But that shit came from something. And I just explained to you where it came from. Now, I bet you got a lot of questions right now that we can't get to yet. Like I told you, I'm still in this human form, experiencing the same shit you experiencing, the same way shit time experiencing, the same way shit space and matter is experiencing it. We all on the same playing field. See what I'm saying? This is deep shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, on this page, we're going to get a little closer to God. We're going to get a little closer to truth. Now, that's the truth about time. The truth about time. Time is something experiencing life the same way we are. So y'all motherfuckers use y'all time wisely, because time is going to use you wisely. And we need each other. Archangel Uriel.